Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's son, Archie Harrison, spoke to the Queen with a distinct American accent during a Zoom call recently. Apparently he is growing up to be an all-American kid. Since Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made the move to the US last year with their son Archie, it's believed the family have kept in regular contact with the Queen via Zoom. And not missing out on the Archie's second birthday this week, the 95-year-old monarch is said to have marked the occasion speaking with her great-grandson over video chat. Queen Elizabeth and Archie reportedly connected for one of their digital heart-to-hearts on Archie's second birthday. According to sources close to the royal family say, Archie, who celebrated his second birthday earlier this week, on the 6th of May, and he shows off that distinct American accent when he talks to his great-grandmother, the Queen. It comes as Prince Charles is said to have only seen his grandson twice since he was born, so is unlikely to have any recent pictures of him. A source told the Mail, the truth is the Prince of Wales has barely seen his grandson twice since he was born. While members of the royal family also wished Archie a happy birthday publicly on their social media channels, although many royal watchers commented the pictures they used of him were taken before Harry and Meghan quit their roles as senior royals last year. Royal children as well as other children in the world, whoever you are, you could even be the future king one day, but no matter what, little children will always be prone to tantrums, cheekiness and moments of naughtiness, and these little princes and princesses are no exception. Just as Prince William and Prince Harry stole our hearts, as youngsters showing the world their sweetness and spunk, we've become enamored with the next generation, Prince Archie, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. From official portraits that made us squeal to stealing the show at every royal wedding they attend, we can't help but love to watch these little royals grow. Here, take a look back at some of the royal children's most adorable, hilarious, and viral moments over the years. Princess Charlotte. Princess Charlotte seemed like she needed a nap after she fell over at Hamburg Airport and burst into tears. The Cambridge family paid a visit to the airport to view helicopters, but it was all a bit much for the little princess who was picked up and comforted by her mum. And it seems Princess Charlotte was also a bit sensitive at the match, needing to be comforted by her mum for a little while before going back to running around with brother George and impressing everyone with her cartwheels. Whilst enthusiastically waving to the huge crowds and admiring the RAF planes during Trooping the Colour, Princess Charlotte took a tumble. Mum Kate quickly rushed to the aid of her upset then 3-year-old, who just wanted a big cuddle. It's a dog's life. As Charlotte grows up, it's clear she has a mischievous streak and isn't afraid to show it. Just look at that grin. At 6 months old in November 2015, her BFF was her cuddly dog toy, Fuddlewiddle. Of course, after this picture came out, toy manufacturer Jellicat's profits soared by £5 million. Say cheese. Our hearts melted when we saw Charlotte posing with her mum in the sweetest little red cardigan, and grinning from ear to ear when preparing to fly back to the UK from a royal tour in Canada in October 2016. We just hope she behaved regally on the long flight home. Princess of Sass, fun-loving Charlotte stuck out her tongue, her signature move, at the King's Cup sailing regatta on the Isle of Wight in August 2019. We're not sure if that's a happy or embarrassed smile from Mum Kate, but it's clear that Charlotte's cheeky side can't be tamed. Prince George. Can you believe George is now 7 years old? Prince William and Kate's firstborn has grown up to be more shy in front of the cameras, compared to his little sister Princess Charlotte, who loves to wave to crowds, but when he was a tiny tot, George had no qualms in showing his feelings. During the royal tour of Australia in 2014, an 8-month-old George was pictured bawling his eyes out as the family departed Canberra Airport. While the then Prime Minister Tony Abbott shook hands with Kate, the Duchess tried to soothe her crying baby. Poor grumpy George. While holding Princess Charlotte's hand, Kate appeared to give her son, Prince George, a few cross words while he served as a page boy at his Auntie Pippa's wedding. Although we're not sure why, The youngster had been playing behind Pippa's wedding dress and shook out his flower basket before Kate gave him a quick talking to. The youngster briefly shed some tears after he was scolded but quickly perked up. Kids, hey. In another photo, Prince George seemed a little overwhelmed with the groups of well-wishers at his sister Princess Charlotte's christening and broke down in tears as he walked with his parents and new baby sister. The Duke and Duchess quickly cheered up the little prince, who looked happier after leaving the church and even stood on his tiptoes to peek over into his sister's pram. Adorable. Prince George needed some TLC from Mum Kate back in 2018 when he was jokingly pushed down a hill by cousin Savannah Phillips whilst attending the Maserati Royal Charity Polo. While Savannah got a swift telling off from her mum, Autumn, the future king turned to his mum for comfort, and Kate was snapped consoling the little prince and stroking his cheek. Prince George had quite the emotional day as he welled up while seeing a helicopter pilot. The third in line to the throne rubbed his eyes and had to be comforted by his mum during the day out, while the pilot looked on and gave the toddler a reassuring smile. Although Prince George loves looking at helicopters, he wasn't having any of it when he went to visit a Royal Air Force station in Gloucestershire, England, with his parents. The Cambridge family toured the station at the event, which was aimed at getting young people involved with aviation, when Prince George broke down in tears and needed his mum to give him a cuddle. Prince Louis. In honor of Prince Charles's 70th birthday, the royal family posed in a series of stunning portraits at the Clarence House Gardens. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis steal the show, of course. Prince Louis grabs his grandpa's nose as the rest of the royal family watches in delight. The photos, taken by Kate Middleton on the grounds of Anne Hall, show Prince Louis beaming. On the eve of Prince Louis's second birthday, Kensington Palace released new images taken by Mum, Kate Middleton earlier in April at Anne Hall. The little prince was finger painting and shows a stylized shot of multiple paint colors on his little hands in one photo, while a second photo shows the toddler smudging it all over his face. Prince William. Cheeky Prince William gave his teacher a quick pinch while playing around with one of his friends at school. The royal was taking part in a tennis lesson when he decided to play a bit of a prank on his unsuspecting teacher, much to the amusement of his little mate. Prince Harry. Princess Diana looked on at little Prince Harry, who she was carrying, as he cheekily stuck his tongue out at the crowds during an appearance on the royal balcony at Buckingham Palace. Oblivious to his little brother's antics, William was stood with a big grin on his face. Savannah Phillips. Savannah nearly broke the internet in June 2018 after she was pictured telling Prince George to be quiet during the Trooping the Colour ceremony. She wasn't afraid to tell her little cousin what to do, and he didn't seem to mind either. At one point, she was pictured putting her hand over Prince George's mouth to quiet him down, after her attempts at shushing him didn't work the first time. All while Dad Prince William kept a close eye on them, of course. Mia Tindall. Mia Tindall cheekily stuck her tongue out at her playmate, but this wouldn't be the first time the youngster has been a little bit naughty. Her dad, Mike, previously spoke on Good Morning Britain about the moment Mia held up her great-grandmother's handbag for her 90th birthday portrait, saying, "It just happened at the right time." She was being a bit naughty. The Queen got it quite right when she told her, "Just hold the handbag now," and she did that. It ended up being a great photo for her. Not even royal youngsters can be expected to be happy all of the time. For whatever reason, Mia Tindall was snapped, not looking exactly thrilled when her mum, Zara, carried her towards her dad, Mike. Reaching out for something, we're guessing that the little royal just didn't want to stop playing. Princess Beatrice. We're not sure why our little Princess Beatrice was having such a horrible time during the fundraising polo match back in 1991, but her bodyguard appeared to be amused as he walked alongside the youngster, who wore a pink and white dress, during her tantrum at the Gulf Trust fundraiser. We're sure she cheered up quickly. Naughty Princess Beatrice just wanted to try on her mum's hat during a balcony appearance. Sarah Ferguson hilariously leaned back as her young daughter tried to steal her style, while Princess Diana looked on, laughing at the sweet mother and daughter moment. Prince William also turned around to watch the action. Please support growing channel by subscribe channel and like video hour. And don't forget activate notifications to channel to always get the latest news. If you have any problems with the information in the video, please write a comment below to let us know and answer.